fallen from grace. The escape pod hurtled through Nalthoria's atmosphere like a wounded animal. Dr. Jahao Chen clutched the controls with bloodied hands, his mind racing with memories of Earth's ultimatum. You will oversee the weaponization of Project Nova or face execution for treason, General Cooper had said with cold indifference. Chen had refused. Now he was paying the price, fleeing across the galaxy, with nothing but the research. He couldn't bear to see weaponized. His pod sparked and shuddered, as gravity claimed it. The instrument panel flashed warnings in angry red: impact imminent, prepare for emergency landing. Some landing, Chen muttered bitterly, as the pod crashed through dense purple foliage. The final impact threw him against the harness, knocking the breath from his lungs and consciousness from his mind. When he awoke, stars shimmered through a jagged tear in the pod's hull. The air smelled sweet and strange, filled with scents he couldn't identify. Chen unbuckled himself, wincing at the pain shooting through his ribs. Probably broken, he whispered to the empty pod. He gathered what supplies remained: medical kit, emergency rations, and his precious data crystal containing his research. The pod door groaned, but gave way, revealing an alien landscape bathed in the light of 3 moons, trees with luminous violet leaves stretched toward the stars, casting ethereal shadows across a forest floor carpeted with glowing moss. Nalthoria, Chen said, recognizing the moon from astronomical charts, unexplored, allegedly uninhabited. He laughed grimly. Perfect place to disappear. He stumbled forward each step, sending waves of pain through his body. The world swam before his eyes, and he collapsed against a tree trunk. Its bark felt warm, almost alive beneath his fingers. The forest seemed to pulse around him as consciousness began to fade again. Through blurry vision, Chen saw movement among the trees. A figure approached, silent and graceful. Chen tried to stand, but his legs betrayed him. "Who's there?" he called, his voice weak. The figure stepped into the moonlight, and Chen's breath caught in his throat. Standing before him was a humanoid woman with skin the color of twilight. Her eyes glowed like amethysts in the darkness, long hair flowing around her face in tendrils that seemed to move with a life of their own. She wore simple garments that shimmered with bioluminescence. "Human," she said, the word filled with venom. "Your kind is not welcome here. I mean no harm." Chen managed as darkness crept into the edges of his vision. "I'm a fugitive. Earth wants me dead." The alien woman tilted her head, studying him with those piercing eyes. "Earth's enemies are numerous," she said, her voice melodic, despite the harshness of her words. "What makes you different?" But Chen couldn't answer as consciousness finally slipped away. His last sensation was of cool hands touching his face, gentle despite their owner's apparent hostility. The alien woman called Aya sighed, looking down at the unconscious human. "The elders will not be pleased," she murmured to herself before lifting him with surprising strength. "But I cannot let even a human die without knowing why he fled his own kind." With that, she carried him deeper into the violet forest, leaving the broken pod behind them. Purple shadows, Aya moved through the forest with practiced grace, the human's weight barely slowing her stride. The bioluminescent plants bent toward her as if greeting an old friend. "Yes, I know," she whispered to them. "A human in our sanctuary, it troubles me too." Her dwelling appeared ahead, a living structure grown from the massive roots of ancient trees, woven together through years of patient guidance. The entrance parted at her touch, revealing a warm interior lit by glowing fungi and floating light orbs. "Sarah," Aya called softly, "I need your help." A small creature resembling a cross between a fox and a lemur scurried from a side chamber, chittering anxiously at the sight of Chen. "I know what he is," Aya said, placing the unconscious human on a bed of soft moss. "But he's injured and fleeing his own people. We should at least hear his story before judging him." Sarah, the companion animal, reluctantly approached, sniffing at Chen's clothes before retreating to watch from a safe distance. Aya examined his injuries with careful hands. Her fingertips emitted a soft glow as she assessed the damage. 3 broken ribs, internal bleeding, and a concussion, she murmured. serious, but not beyond healing. She gathered various plants from around her dwelling, crushing some into poultices while brewing others into a steaming liquid. When prepared, she gently lifted Chen's head and tipped the medicine between his lips. "Drink, human. Your body needs strength to heal." Chen stirred, his eyes fluttering open. "Where am I?" he rasped. "You're in my home." Aya replied, keeping her distance now that he was awake. "On Nalthoria, the moon your people marked as uninhabited." Chen attempted to sit up but fell back with a groan. "We thought it was uninhabited. The surveys showed no technology, no settlements. We have no need for your kind of technology." Aya said, her voice cool. "We live with Nalthoria, not upon it. That is why your sensors missed us." She gestured around the living dwelling. "Our homes grow. Our light comes from the life around us. Our presence leaves no scars upon the world." "Remarkable," Chen whispered, looking around with newfound appreciation. "Truly remarkable." "Why does Earth hunt you?" Aya asked abruptly. "You claimed to be a fugitive." Chen's expression darkened. "My name is Jiahao Chen. I'm a biochemist. I developed a way to rapidly heal organic matter, everything from crops to human tissue. But the military wanted to weaponize it, create soldiers who could regenerate. In battle or worse, create biological weapons that would target specific genetic markers." He shook his head. "I refused, destroyed my lab, and fled with the only complete version of my research. And now they hunt you to recover this research?" "To recover it or destroy it along with me," Chen confirmed. General Cooper made that very clear. Aya studied him, her glowing eyes unreadable. "Your own species would kill you for refusing to help them kill others?" "Earth's government has changed," Chen said, bitterness evident in his voice. "Military control, resource wars. The powerful crush the weak. It's not the world I wanted to help when I began my research." A moment of silence passed between them before Aya spoke again. "I have lost family to human expansion. The Teresian colonies, my sister among them." Chen's face fell. "The Teresian massacre, I protested it. Many of us did. Earth's government claimed it was a military necessity, a lie to cover their desire for the planet's resources. Yet, you helped me." "Why?" Chen asked softly. Aya turned away, her luminous hair moving like tendrils in water. "Because pain recognizes pain, human, and because sometimes the universe grants second chances, even to those we once called enemy." She moved toward the entrance. "Rest, your body needs time to heal. We will speak more when you're stronger." As she slipped outside, Chen called after her. "You know my name. What's yours?" She paused in the doorway, the forest's glow silhouetting her form. "I am Aya, Guardian of the Western Groves." Then she was gone, leaving Chen alone with his thoughts and the watchful eyes of Sarah, who continued to observe him with cautious curiosity. Healing Waters days passed in a blur of fever and healing. Chen drifted between consciousness and dreams, often waking to find Aya changing his bandages or coaxing him to drink more of her medicinal brews. The pain gradually subsided, replaced by a peculiar tingling sensation wherever her glowing hands touched his skin. "Your healing techniques," he said one morning when his mind felt clear for the first time. "They're similar to what I was researching, but infinitely more refined. You're channeling energy directly into cellular regeneration, aren't you?" Aya looked surprised. "You understand our ways?" "Not fully," Chen admitted, "but the principles seem familiar. Your people have mastered what I was only beginning to discover." "Oi." Faint smile touched Aya's lips, the first he had seen. "Perhaps our knowledge could benefit each other." She hesitated, then added, "If you truly mean no harm." "I swear it," Chen said, meeting her luminous gaze. "My work was always meant to heal, never to destroy." Aya nodded slowly. "Then come. You're strong enough for a short walk. There's something you should see." She led him from the dwelling into the heart of the forest. Chen marveled at his surroundings, properly seeing the beauty of Nalthoria. For the first time, the canopy of purple leaves filtered the sunlight, creating dappled patterns across the forest floor. Creatures unlike any he had seen on Earth moved through the undergrowth, some acknowledging Aya with chirps or gentle touches. "Where are your people?" Chen asked, noticing they encountered no other beings like Aya hidden. She replied softly, "When your kind began expanding through this sector, many of us retreated deeper into the forests. The few who interact with outsiders, like me, are called guardians. We protect our borders and keep watch." They arrived at a small clearing where a pool of water glimmered with an inner light. The surface rippled, though no wind disturbed it. "The memory waters," Aya said, kneeling at the edge. "They hold the collective experiences of my people. Touch the surface with me and you will understand us better than words could explain." Chen hesitated but joined her at the poolside. "Will it hurt?" "Only if truth hurts," Aya replied, extending her hand. "Do you trust me?" After a moment's pause, Chen took her offered hand. Their fingers intertwined. "I do." Together they touched the luminescent water. Images flooded Chen's mind, a thriving civilization, living in harmony with their world, the arrival of human scouts, the fear that followed, the decision to conceal themselves rather than face potential destruction, the loss of those who had settled on other worlds, including Aya's sister, the pain of watching their numbers dwindle as younger generations departed seeking connection with the wider universe. Simultaneously, Aya experienced Chen's memories, his childhood fascination with healing, his years of dedicated research, his horror upon discovering the military's plans, his desperate escape, the guilt he carried for technologies that might have already been weaponized. When they withdrew their hands, both were weeping. "I'm sorry," Chen whispered, "for what my people did, for what they became, and I am sorry." Aya responded, "For judging you by their actions. You are not them, just as I am not defined solely by my people's choices." "Your sister," Chen said gently. "You were very close." "Twins," Aya explained, "rare among my kind. We shared a soul bond. I felt her die." Her voice broke. It nearly destroyed me. Impulsively, Chen reached out, brushing away a tear that trailed down her purple cheek. "I lost my brother in the resource wars. He opposed the government openly. They made an example of him. Then we are both broken by the same hand," Aya said. Something shifted between them in that moment. A barrier dissolved, replaced by understanding. Chen found himself noticing the graceful curve of her neck, the subtle patterns that swirled beneath her skin. "You're staring." Aya observed her tone lighter than he had yet heard. "I've never seen anyone like you," he admitted. "You're beautiful." A deeper purple flush spread across Aya's cheeks. "And you are strange human, but not unpleasant to look upon." They both laughed, tension breaking. Then Aya's expression grew serious. "My people have sensors throughout the forest. They've detected an Earth vessel entering our atmosphere. They're searching for you." Chen's face hardened. "General Cooper. He's relentless. What will you do?" Aya asked. "I won't bring danger to your people," Chen said firmly. "Perhaps it's time I stopped running." "No." Aya's hand gripped his arm firmly. "There are other options. We just need time to consider them." Her eyes met his. "I did not heal you only to lose you to those who would destroy what you stand for." Chen felt something stir within him, something he had thought long dead after years of isolation and betrayal. "Then we'll find another way together." Hunters and hunted. Earth's military shuttle cut through Nalthoria's atmosphere. Commander Rena stood at the viewport, her eyes cold as the stars they had traversed. "Thermal imaging shows 2 humanoid signatures in the western forest sector," reported her aide. "One matches Dr. Chen's profile, the other is unknown." "Prepare the extraction team," Rena ordered. "I want Chen alive if possible. The research data is priority 1. Her lips curved in a thin smile. "General Cooper will reward us handsomely for this." In the forest, Aya and Chen worked quickly, gathering supplies. "My people have hidden chambers beneath the ancient grove," she explained, leading him through secret paths. "You'll be safe there while I misdirect them." "I won't," Hide while you face danger. Chen protested. My connection to the forest makes me nearly invisible when I wish to be. Aya countered, touching a tree trunk that immediately shifted, revealing a hidden passage. They won't catch me. Before he could argue further, they heard the whine of approaching thrusters. Chen pulled Aya close, surprising both of them. Be careful. These people, they don't value life like you do. I know, she whispered, her face inches from his. I've seen their hearts through yours. Her hand rested against his chest. But I've also seen that humans can change. Impulsively, Chen leaned forward, pressing his lips to hers. A moment of stunned stillness followed. Then Aya responded, her arms encircling him. The kiss deepened, both pouring unspoken emotions into the connection. When they finally broke apart, both were breathless. That was unexpected. Aya murmured, her skin glowing slightly brighter. But not unwelcome? Chen asked uncertainly. No. She smiled. Not unwelcome. At all. She stepped back, regret in her eyes. But now you must hide, and I must draw them away. Return only when you hear Sarah's call. As soldiers combed the forest, Aya moved like shadow between trees, leaving false trails and misleading signs. Commander, Rena grew increasingly frustrated. This moon was supposed to be uninhabited, she snapped, yet something is interfering with our scanners. Ma'am, we've found his escape pod, a soldier reported, but it's empty, been that way for days. Spread out. Rena commanded, he can't have gone far, not with his injuries. Deep underground, Chen examined his data crystal, thinking furiously. If Earth's military wanted his research so badly, perhaps it could be their undoing. Beyond the stars, dawn broke. Over Nalthoria, as Aya returned to the hidden chamber, exhausted but triumphant. They're pulling back to regroup, she told Chen, but they won't leave, not while they believe you're here. Then we give them what they want, Chen said, determination. In his voice, he held up his data crystal, or rather a version of it. He explained his plan, a way to use his research not as a weapon, but as protection. Together they worked through the day, Chen coding and Aya infusing the crystal with Nalthorian energy, creating something entirely new. As night fell, Sarah's chittering alerted them. Earth's forces had returned in greater numbers. It's time. Chen said, his fingers intertwining with Aya's. Are you certain? More certain than I've been of anything, she replied, squeezing his hand. They emerged from hiding, approaching the Earth shuttle directly. Commander Rena's eyes widened. Dr. Chen, surrender the research immediately. I have something better, Chen called, raising the glowing crystal. A demonstration. When Rena moved to seize it, Chen activated the program. The crystal shattered, releasing a cloud of luminescent spores that enveloped the clearing. Every plant touched by the spores grew rapidly, vines encircling weapons, tree roots rising to trap, boots fungal networks linking everything together. What have you done? Rena demanded, struggling against living restraints. Created a defense system, Chen explained, one that responds to hostile intent. The more you fight, the stronger it holds. If you come in peace, it will release you. This is your research? Rena asked, disbelief evident. This is what it was always meant to be, Chen replied, life protecting life. As the soldiers stopped struggling, the plants gradually released them. Rena stared at Chen with new understanding. General Cooper won't stop coming. Then tell him Dr. Chen died in the crash, Aya suggested, stepping forward. Tell him the research was destroyed, that this moon has defenses beyond Earth's technology. Her eyes glowed with power. Tell him the truth. Something in Aya's gaze made Rena step back. Perhaps it's time Earth reconsidered its expansion policies, she said slowly. Some boundaries weren't meant to be crossed. After the shuttle departed, Chen turned to Aya. Will they return? Eventually, she sighed. But by then we'll be ready. Our peoples, both of them. Both? Chen questioned Aya. Smiled, leading him toward a hidden valley where lights glimmered. You're not the only human who chose. A different path. Many came seeking refuge after the wars. Those with conscience, those with hearts. She took his hand. They found family here as you have. Chen pulled her close beneath Nalthoria's triple moons. I never expected to find home among the stars. Home isn't a place, Aya whispered against his lips. It's where healing begins. As they embraced, the forest around them pulsed with new life symbols of hope for a future where differences brought strength, not division. And in the shadows, Sarah watched over them, guardian of a story just beginning.